Hello and welcome to the Forgotten Games Director's Cut for our Masterclass special. If you haven't already seen the episode that this Director's Cut pertains to, you can find it on the screen here, and I recommend you watching it first. However, if you have, please enjoy the following 30 to 40 minutes of our thoughts, ideas, and discussions on the commanders. Right, so Julian, Crimson Spear, I just want to talk about this insane skill.
That is
Maybe sideways.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Okay, I'll just quickly gloss over it for a second. 20,000 damage, reduce target's defense by 10,000. Like, what the fuck? Then, house free benches. Every five attacks, have another 10,000 added to your attack and 900 to your strategy. You know what that does, boy? That doubles his ability. So suddenly, he's dealing, if he manages to get his ability off, he's dealing 40,000 damage and reducing the target's defense by 20,000.
So important that you wait for the Warden of the Stone Way to proc and then ram the Crimson Spear into the enemy and you just one-shot assault.
And you kill whatever the fuck you want. And then, I tell you what, just in case he's taking a little bit too much damage, do you want to patrol the Bone Way and then give yourself 7,000 damage reduction for 10 seconds when you're attacked? It's not even a random, it's when you get attacked. Yeah. Have 7,000 damage reduction. And then, have an extra 4,000 to defense.
I think they had a new commander maker. He's like, we need something.
Like, what the fuck? It's flipping Superman.
And that makes him a perfect frontline, even though his stats would say otherwise. And it works perfectly.
His stats his stats true. He only has 1,600 in command. But he has glass cannon level of prowess. He has 18,000 prowess, which is damage dealer. And then his command? What the fuck?
So we just go like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually true.
I can't argue against that.
This is actually true, because in the Weirwood you can put him front, you can put him back, you can do whatever.
In training grounds, trying to fight against him, it's either you snipe him early, or you avoid him for high heaven. And you kill everyone else.
If you're smart and you work with another, for example, Sansa frontline, you can actually, if you use your bowman well, you can position the enemies in such a way that enemies who do damage in a straight line can hit pretty much everyone.
Oh, that's true, because it deals damage on a straight line, not a single target.
So you can pretty much level the entire field with one good Julian after the one.
Okay, support is 0. But crowd control still a 2.
Yeah, because there's reduced damage like mad.
He can reduce defense by 20,000.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So if they don't survive, they're dead. His skills are a 5.
I don't usually do it, but I'm like, okay, then combat advancement is gonna be a 5.
Oh, fuck off. Yes, it is.
30%.
No, it's a 4. It's attacking everything, but it's not specialized in any one category. So you can't apply all his combat talents to one fight. Otherwise, you're wasting. You need to prioritize.
True. It's 4. Right.
He's flexible, but he's not a 5. I got a point back.
Well, his city advancement will just plummet his points to the high heavens.
Plummet. He's still going to break the high score by a margin.
Okay, I love him in friendship. He has 10 overall quality, 4 combat rate. He uses wine, 3 command, 3 finance. It's not the best, but for wine, he is scoring pretty well.
I think that gives him 10 overall? How many combat?
10 overall, yeah.
And how many combat?
4.
That has to be a 3. Fuck.
Yeah, I'll put it on. Okay, let's just...
Okay. 25, 30, 34.
34, let's do it. 8, he deserves it. It's crazy. It's insane.
34, okay.
Talk about a massive damage.
Oh, yet another bullshitticus Maximicus. Okay. Are we ready?
No. That is overpowered. Every of his skills are perfect for a damage dealer.
Well, Rising the Storm is a bit meh.
Yeah, just basic prowess. But what is dead may never die if you're the last one standing. For example, in the training ground. Oh my god.
20,000 extra defense. Like, fuck me.
Then you're actually gonna stand your ground for a bit longer. Plus, he probably does an extra stack with his active because of all the might he gets.
Yeah, I know. Okay, are we ready? Reaper just had to do this to me. We've gone from one level of bullshit to another. May I present to you, ladies and gentlemen, for your viewing pleasure, Theon Greyjoy. Oh, we didn't even go over the stats. That was just an intro. Okay, Werewood. 5.
Did we even go over the sets with you? Yeah.
We didn't. Werewood 5. Training ground 5.
Rebel
Or
leaders.
4.
No. 5.
Rebel leaders 5. Damage output 5. Support 0. Crowd control 0.
No.
Skills
Stop.
5.
Stop. You reduce effect of heals on target by 50% for 10 seconds.
Bollocks. He's gotta have a 1 for that.
10 seconds.
Yeah, it's every 7 seconds that
No,
it
he's
happens.
gonna permanent.
But it's only going to happen once. No.
It's gonna be permanent. Believe you me.
Yeah, no, it's every 7 seconds, so it's always on one target, but it is one target only.
Heals on target. Okay, 1 point.
Yeah, it's one target.
Skills 5.
5. Okay, specialization 2. 1. 2.
Total attack.
2 just for the total attack. Siege advancement 0.
Okay, overall quality 10. He uses meat, which is so good because there's nothing for meat. Leadership 4, combat rate 3, aptitude 3.
Is that a 3?
No,
Is that a solid 3 or a low 4?
that's a high 4 because it's the best thing to put your meat in.
4 then.
Let's compete for the prize. How much is this?
That is 32.
Okay, Melisandre. Rilla's Mercy deals a 9,000 damage to targets in a round area plus 9,000 if the targets are below 50% health. Served with light adds 50 to strategy for 5 seconds every 7 seconds and restores might. Melisandre invokes the power of the Lord of Light to intimidate her enemy, reduce target attack by 5,000 every 7 attacks, which is about the same as Varys has, and then adds 150 to strategy.
But it should be noted for the charm that it reduces the target stack by 5,000 every 7 attacks, but there's no expiry. So it reduces it by 5,000, then another 5,000, then another 5,000.
That is right. And as well, if she kills, she regains about 33% of her strategy. If she kills 3 people with her active, she instantly can cast it again. And I'm not sure what is causing that, but I think that's actually a basic in-game mechanic. If you kill something, you regain strategy.
Yeah, I think that's also Servant of the Light, where she adds 50 to strategy every 7 seconds and restores might. I think it's that restores might bit. So you know more than I, but I think she's very high in the Werewood.
She's very high. I used her a lot. Also because she counters the attack, and I will give her 4 points at least.
Yeah, makes sense. She's not quite a 5 because she's not indispensable like Sansa is, but definitely a 4. Training grounds, I don't see her all that often, but I still see her a couple of times.
Yeah, I think it's mainly starting players showing off with her, but I'll give her a 1.
Well, every player gets a 1 in the training grounds because they're at least some use.
Rebel leader, she has nothing to go for on that,
Okay.
so 1.
Yeah. Damage output is a 3.
Yeah, 3 is very fair.
Support.
0.
Yep.
And crowd control, what she does to reduce the attack.
It is of a single person, but it is every 7 seconds. It's quite a large amount. So we're going 1 here or going 2?
No, 1 because Varys had 2 skills going for him and he got 2.
Okay, yeah.
And in a way, of course, her finishing move is a crowd control because it removes the enemies. But no, 1.
Skills. A couple of interesting ones. No real unique stuff. Like maximum 2.
No, yeah, like I said, I love to use her with either Vice or Varys. Because first I let Varys, I even used him with all 3. First I let Varys and Vice do the skills, and then she cleans up the field entirely because she does bonus damage if they're all below 50%. That works so well in the Weirwood, it's ridiculous. Like the entire backline with bows, etc. is just gone instantly. And that's why I use her for. So I would go 2 for skills maybe.
Yeah, 2. But you need to use her with other everything you've said, you use her with other characters. So
Definitely.
it's a 2 max.
Okay. Combat advancements, bowman defense 30%, bowman attack 30%. I would give her, well, 1.
I want to say a 1, yeah. And
And
advancement, it's
2, maybe. Construction speed. We gave
You-
someone
you-
a 2.
if someone gets her, she gets her really early, so it has to be a 2.
Yeah,
construction
plus it's
speed.
not 20%, it's 30% building construction speed.
Yeah. It's 30%, and most people, when they get her and they unlock her, they do it really early, so you're saving it for an awful lot of construction. At that point, 30% as well can probably cut your building times in half.
Okay, friendship, she is my max, my highest, always been. And that's of course just the same reason why Jean is retardedly high for you. Jewelry. You don't have much to sink your jewelry in.
No, and you do get her early, but 5 finance, 2 aptitude, 3 combat rate is nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, it is only 10 overall.
She's
and
about...
It's only 3 combat rate, so I think it's going to have to be a 3.
3 is fair.
Yeah.
A very all over the board commander. Leaving with 5...
Like a jack of all trades, master of none.
18 points, it seems.
That's same as a Peter, that's not bad.
You almost deserve more than him, but he has a high combat rate, so...
Yeah, he does. Much higher.
Okay. Next up, we have Sandor, and he comes in with Hound's Charge. Hatred fills the Hound's heart, driving him to attack without mercy. Dealing 5,369 damage to targets in a cone area, plus 2,684 extra damage if the target has less than 50% health. Then his...
Not a lot of attack there, to be honest, but a cone area can hit 4-5 if you're really lucky.
It's not that much though.
No, it's not. It's a generic ability.
Then he has a fearsome reputation. The Hound's cold, dead-eye stare sends shudders down the enemy's spines. Attack reduces target's defense by 2,030 and strategy by 1,015 for 8 seconds. Now that is more interesting. Trigger once
it only triggers half the time. The reduced defense is really useful to take out a tank. It's only against one person. However, the strategy, what that basically does is make the enemy he's facing, their skills useless. If he's against a tank, that tank can now no longer use skills.
Imagine if you put him against a Marjorie in the training grounds.
Marjorie has a strategy. You basically reduce her skills by half.
Doesn't she have like 800 base?
Yeah, but Marjorie... Oh, yeah, it's base, so it also affects the bonuses she gets. Yeah, that stops... Marjorie has 1,200, the base strategy.
Oh, yeah.
So you basically reduce her to a third. So instead of protecting someone for 30,000, the protect only for 10,000. That is a major difference.
Yeah,
Whoever
but
you
it needs
put
to
her
time. It needs to time perfectly, though.
It does need to time perfectly. It is active half the time, though, so it's fairly good. It does mean that half the time, whoever you're against is either going to have really reduced skills or no skills at all.
Okay, he has a pretty high base prowess, 1949. And the backstab, his blade serves no one but himself. Attack deal 2,181 extra damage when his health is higher than the target's. A bit risky.
It is, but his last ability does add a bit of defense, which is nice, and his health is quite good. He also has a 50% heal bonus, which does make him useful.
So he can easily hold himself front.
Yeah, I think the entire idea, he's a front that deals some pretty decent damage.
And if you take away, for example, with the fearsome reputation, you reduce the enemy's defense, so you're basically making both tanks equal, because he's not quite a tank, but he makes the other tank weaker. And they're not using abilities, so they're dealing less damage to him. I've used him a couple of times against a Rob, say in the training grounds, and it means that the Rob doesn't get his stun off. His stun does nothing. So instead of the 5-second stun, it's a 0 second.
Oh, wait. And why is that?
Because of the strategy.
But does that affect the stun's duration?
If you look at a location... Oh no, wait, it wasn't Rob, it was someone else's stun. And any number in green
gets affected by strategy. Whose stun was it?
Well, that was kind of because who did we before this? Uma reduced might by 600. Oh, Lutz was that. Lutz.
Yeah, no, that's might. That's not a strategy.
Okay, because it was in green, but it can't be reduced, or not in the skills at least. It was 600
Yeah,
on
no.
gold and grey.
Yeah, it's not stun. What do I use it for? Anything that's green can basically is reduced dramatically. You know how Enzo is completely overpowered?
Yeah.
Well, at max level, if you put Sandor against Enzo, none of Enzo's abilities would work. Half the time.
But his his attack 1% and defense. What was it?
Yeah, it would be
that's
0.
not. But it's not in green.
It is green. Enzo's attack increases for 1% for every 1% of health lost. Both those 1% are in green.
Oh yeah.
So he would neutralize Enzo half the time. Basically, it wouldn't really do much, but what it would do is buy you 8 seconds when fighting Enzo to clear up the rest of the line when he's not gaining stuff.
Overall, he feels a little bit weak though.
Overall he is a little bit weak, but those skills in the right circumstances can be strong. It's just getting the timing right, that's all.
True.
I think he's a lot more useful in the werewood.
True, but I also feel like he uses skills just to become a tank. He sacrifices skills for that.
His defense, it is a shame that his defense is his last skill is just defense. It would be a lot better instead of say defense if it was command, because command also increases his health, which adds more chance to do more damage. And his hound charge ability is weak.
I would give him 2 for werewood.
Yeah, 2 for werewood's fair.
Training grounds, I can see you match him against the Simon and Marjorie just to reduce them, but then he could probably get away with this because he won't get much damage incoming. Since that's pretty much the meta right now, I would say 3.
I think 3 because he's the perfect counter to Marjorie. A lot of people run Marjorie frontline, but she's spear, so Sandor would do more damage against him.
Okay, he has a high base attack, but not super high. I think...
and his abilities don't work that well. I say maybe 2 for rebel leaders on average.
Yeah.
The problem is there's an awful lot of other infantry commanders which would be better against rebel leaders. I'm just counting for the formation I use if I'm doing infantry. It's Arya, it's Genie, it's Tyrion, it's Barrett. Then I put Sandor in there. But if I didn't have him unlocked, I mean, I have other things. I could have put Soren and Sheila, and I wouldn't be missing out on much.
Yep. So damage output 2, maybe, because he has a backstab.
Damage out, yeah, I'd say damage output 2 is fair.
It's not support, it's crowd control.
No.
I would give him 2 for crowd control because he reduces 2 skills.
Yeah, he does reduce 2 skills, but it's only the 1 skill. It's only active for half the time in combat, so 2. As for skills themselves, he's one of the only commanders that reduces strategy. The reduction to defense is interesting. There's quite a few wasted skills, so I would love to give him like 3, but because his Hound's Charge is terrible, the backstab is a wasted skill, and the Not a Knight is pretty much wasted as well, I think we can only give him 2.
Yep. Okay, combat advancement 5.
Yep, he's another 5-star hero for there.
Please check the friendship. Advancement 0.
Well, I know I fully upgraded him, but that doesn't say much because I've got him grey. I was so lucky to get him when it was still free to play on the wheels. Now, I think he was weapons, but I don't see him. Oh, yes, yeah. Weapons, he's got leadership 4, combat rate 5, command 5 on weapons. He's like Jon Snow. I think that's worth a 5.
No, his weapons, though.
Yeah, he has weapons, but Jon Snow is a 5/5/5. He's a 4/5/5. They're both weapons. They're both worth 5 points in that category. He's got 5 combat rate and an extra 9 points on top of that. Does that sound like a 5 to you?
Yeah. That's a 5. It's okay.
Yeah.
10, 15, plus 8, 23.
Oh, bollocks.
Ooh, I know nothing about her. Cersei
So do
Lannister.
I.
Let's quickly look at her skills.
Do we know her tavern stats even?
Yeah. I have made a tavern guide. I had stats from all commanders, of course. So, her skills. She has Wildfire, attack targets in a round area 4 times, dealing 3,385 damage every attack. I assume that is on max.
Yeah, 3,385. That's max gold 60.
Her strategy is abysmally high with 1405, so that's
Yeah,
not
and
gonna
then
help her.
yeah, and then she gets skills that add an extra 300 to strategy, so they're not great. Her thing is a very quick proccing wildfire attack, which deals a round area effect, which deals 12,000 odd damage. With her skill bonuses, it's about 16,000. So 16,000 isn't bad over an area. It can be quite useful. She does have an extra damage ability. I think her main thing is her base attack is quite high.
I don't get it. Why she get? They give her an abysmally higher strategy and then try to squeeze another 2 skills on her strategy, which is so high that actually doesn't really affect much of her skills anyway.
Yeah, her prowess is 1,200. She's not a good tank or defense. Okay, let's be fair. She's not really used in the training grounds much, or the werewood. You never see her in the werewood for this reason. Her skills lie purely in her specialization. I think in the werewood she only gets a 1.
And training ground, she does have massive attack, but she probably won't be able to proc it.
And
Or maybe
she would only focus. The automatic seals won't choose them. It will hit what, 1 person tops. It won't hit the 4 you get in the training ground. So it has to be a 1 there as well.
She does have a stripe against her being a bowman, so we can't put her on anything to counter against rebel leaders.
She doesn't have a particularly high good attack either. It's going to have to be a 1.
Oh boy, that's ridiculous.
I know, but
Okay.
these are categories we're doing.
Are we gonna get away with that?
Maybe we could put a werewood at the 2 because she could be very good to help sort of half clear a lane.
Oh, since she has this massive attack that attacks 4 times in a round area, we could give her 2 on damage output.
It's 16,000.
Or 3.
Put her a 2 on no, because a 1 is a tank. She does have 1,200 prowess, which equates to about 6,000 attack. So it's not too bad.
So let's put her on 3 because she has a massive skill damage.
Yeah, 3 high skill damage, quick skill damage, bit situational. Support is 0.
Crowd control 0.
Crowd control, yeah, 0.
Skills.
2 of her skills are wasted on just adding more strategy to her already high level.
So I'm gonna give it a 1.
She's got a 1, yeah.
Oh boy.
Combat advancement 5.
Yeah.
There's only one reason to get her. It's the combat.
City advancement 0.
0.
And friendship. Let me quickly open that video. I used to have it all on the chart or something. I don't know. I forgot.
Yeah, don't we have the PowerPoint somewhere?
Believe me that she and Jon Snow are the highest you can imagine. Oh no, there was Daenerys and Jon.
Okay. Oh yeah, I found the sheet. So she is looking for Cersei. Okay, she uses jewelry.
That's great.
5. Yeah. Which is a good one. 5 leadership, 4 aptitude, 4 finance. Okay, the fact is a 14 base already gets her around 4 stars. Because of the 14. Leadership is rather good, and she does have a 5, and she uses jewelry, which means I'd say, I mean,
I mean, if you're gonna see Daenerys and Jon Snow, you're gonna see
No,
they are
I can
much
see
better.
I can see Daenerys and Jon Snow, but I'm looking at Daenerys and Jon Snow. I'm like, can we give them 6 stars in that?
No,
We're not allowed to bend the rules and give one extra.
no, because in the end it's gonna be just a small percentage.
Yeah, 4 then. It's not as good as Daenerys and Jon Snow, so we have to give them 4.
Okay,
There's
that
no
leaves
way
her
we can argue
with
that.
16. Girl.
Still more than Haley.
Okay, I'm not gonna bend the rules, etc. just because she's very expensive. She's garbage. Le Grand Jaunet.
Ah bon, on fait en français. D'accord. Genie can be useful in Weirwood, but I find she falls off too much. The increase in strategy is nice, but in Weirwood you're focused on actually what the skills do, not making them better. Like most of the skills are already balanced for Weirwood, they do well enough, and you're sacrificing an entire slot where normally you'd have a better support like Obin or Sansa. So I'm not going to rate her too highly on this. Where would you put her?
I would put her, 1 or 2.
Yeah, I was and ahhing between that as well. Do you think she's better or worse in the training grounds? Because I think one would be 2 and one would be 1.
I would either be good with both 1 and good with both 2. I don't think she's better in the training ground at all.
Really, I think she is a bit better in the training grounds because just of the boost generally to stats. So if you had a good stat in the training grounds, because it's harder to hit. Like in the Weirwood, I thought she would be a bit lower because but then again, you can use skills to their full potential in the Weirwood, so her buffing is better. I think her opportunity cost is the problem. It's too great, but she's still useful. It's not a case of her being useless. It's a case of
I tried her frontline. That didn't work at all.
she does have nearly 6,000 defense, which isn't bad, but she would die against other commanders. The question is, are we doing 1 or 2 here?
Okay, let's go 2 and then 1. Weirwood 2, training grounds 1.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Because in the training grounds, even if our skills are half decent, literally nearly all other commanders are better in the training ground. Or have moved in.
And sometimes the skills which you're buffing aren't the ones that are getting off, so it's too bad. Rebel leaders at 5.
Definitely 5.
There's even against spear heroes, I still have her in the formation. It's just that good. A damage output is definitely a 1.
Well, she gives a lot of damage output, but
her support, her actual damage itself is frightfully low.
That's true.
Even her abilities to add attack adds attack to other players more than her. Even with the boosted, she barely comes up to the level of, say, Barrett. And that's without buffs or other abilities, so it's definitely a 1.
Support, I kind of want to give her 5 as well, because she does so much.
Yeah, no, she increases attack. She adds strategy to everyone. She restores health twice. Definitely. And she removes debuffs. Definitely a 5.
Okay, crowd control. Not much, nothing actually.
No, there's not much actually in crowd control.
I'll leave it empty then. Skills, I would almost push it to 4 at least. She has a very good set for, well, specific occasions, so that might reduce it to 3, but...
Skills, yeah, I'd say 4.
So 4 is safe.
Because she does give an all-round bonus. Like, there's nothing absolutely amazing, but she does give an all-round something.
And let's go to her specializations. Combat advancements. She just gives cavalry defense, technically 1. Well, the cavalry could be frontline, so I would give her a 1, actually.
Yeah, possibly. I'm just thinking about the way everything stacks up in terms of the specialization. It's only defense. It can only be a 1.
And city advancements, technically 2, but construction speed increased. What is that? What is your building?
It's your building speed.
I saw the wall. Okay, then I would almost push it in the direction of 2.
Yeah, I'd say 2. She has 2 skills. The latter one is completely useless, but the building construction speed is a fairly decent one, and it's worth 2.
Overall, she's not going to score too well, I think.
Oh no, not really. Even though you always want her. So that just shows that the skills aren't necessarily everything, the score at the end.
Okay, friendship, I kind of want to give her just 1 or 0. No, just 1. 4 aptitude, 1 finance, 5 dots only. She does use jewelry, so
Yeah, and the fact she's the only commander that I have that uses jewelry.
that is your redeeming fact. For me, it
Yeah,
is...
that is the redeeming factor for free-to-play players. For a free-to-play, I'd probably say she's a 1 fringing on a 2, purely for there's no one else that uses jewelry.
Yeah.
She's the only one you get double for. Therefore, she's useful to upgrade in the training, in the friendship, just for that fact.
But then I will give it a 1 because for anyone who has a Melisandre, which is relatively cheap,
I mean, probably 95%, 90, maybe even 99% of players who play now have Melisandre.
yeah, that's
No,
why.
Melisandre.
And she comes with 10 points, of which 3 combat rate, which makes Jana, for me, a very small one.
Okay, in that case, I can just say, for those fellow 1%ers out there, Genie is a lot better.
True. Shall we give her 1?
Yeah, she's got a 1. You did point out, I mean, 90% of people also have Melisandre, so there's no comparison.
22. Really? Seem
What's
worse.
22? It's just her massive,
Sport.
yeah.
22. Decent. Yeah, she deserves that.
So the next one up is Sansa. Now, where would I'm going to say 5?
Definitely 5. No doubt about it.
Name a formation where you haven't used Sansa.
Well, I did several formations where I replaced it for Simon, but that's all.
Well, yeah, that most people don't even have Simon unlocked yet, or at least high level.
Hey, I got him a green.
Yeah, I haven't got him unlocked. I've got 9 Simon medals. Look, for most, but Sansa's an awful lot cheaper to get, an awful lot more versatile. Like, we have to give her 5 in a way.
She gets 5, don't worry. Training grounds, I kind of never used her, I'm sorry.
I never use her either. She's there in some situations. For example, when there was a female commander get a massive defense boost, I put her in the front line because she works surprisingly well. But it needs to be a specific blessing of the 7 going on in that training ground, so I give her only a 1.
You give her a 1?
Yeah, what would you give her?
0?
No. I'll give her a 1, purely because if there's a good blessing of the 7, she can survive long enough to get her skill off, and a massive party heal can be useful if it's timed well. But it's not something to rely on. Like, there's so many better commanders which we use anyway.
True.
But she does have some use if there's a good blessing going on. Because name the other female tanks.
Jeanne? Haley?
Marjorie, but that's not a free-to-play. Sabrina's too weak. Uma, I suppose now Uma could work, but she's a brand new one. So yeah, I give her 1 point.
Yeah, 1 point. Rebel Leader is pretty much the same. I never used her. Because of Jeanne. Maybe early, but...
Maybe early, yeah, I think only 1 point here. I mean, you don't need to heal in Rebel Leaders. And that's her main thing. Damage output is a 1. Like, technically, she does damage.
Support. Yeah, well, that's going to be 5 then.
5, yeah. And not only does she heal all allies, she can heal another ally and remove all debuffs. She adds 91% to recovery, so that's a self-heal, and she also has defense to another ally whenever an ally is killed.
Yep. What does 101% to recovery do, really?
The recovery?
Yeah. The Heart Tree Prayer.
Yeah, that's so she increases her transitional might recovery, transitional HP recovery, and combat might recovery.
Oh,
So she earns might quicker, she gains might and heals more during the interim fights in the werewood. So it's a werewood buff.
okay.
Crowd control is a 0.
Skills, maybe 3 or 4, somewhere there.
A 4. She's the best healer in the game. Some of her skills are a little bit limited, but she can heal an entire party. It's a 4 for her skills.
Okay, true, but I don't know if you can value skill higher or lower than massive damage output or massive crowd control. We can,
It's more the availability. Like, she's the only healer. Well, now apart from Simon, but Simon's too difficult to get. It's the uniqueness of her skills as well. Like, if you need stun, you can go Garel, you can go Chris, you can go Rob. If you need damage, you can go Arya, you can go Obin, you can go Arslan. But for heals, you got Sansa, or, well, now technically Simon, but not quite. So, 4. Or I Riot.
yeah, you get 4. Combat advancement, I would give her 2. You have bowman attack, you have bowman health. Well, you can't physically put bowman in front, so you can't really use the health.
So I would give it a 1.
For 2, you can't do that.
No, yeah, but the health is useless, and it's bowman attack, which is the least used in the game. I mean, it's 30%, but I can't see us giving. She doesn't have really good specializations. If you really want, we can go 2. And it seems like giving her the middle for only 1 skill that's the least useful is too much.
Okay, and then city advancement, I'm gonna give her a 0. There isn't.
Yeah, we can say that normally we'd give 1 point because she does have something to buff the city. It is so useless. We cannot bring ourselves to give her a point.
We have to give someone now 0 points. And that's the worst one.
Yeah.
And everybody gotta have 1 city advancement. That's that. So that's our first 0. She's not scoring high at all.
No.
Okay, when it comes to friendship, I do have her at 46, the same as her sister. She has 11 overall quality. She has 3 leadership. And when it comes to free to play, with Rob, she is like the only one, and Rob and Varys and her are the only ones who can give leadership.
Yeah. Not to mention her 4 aptitude and 4 finance is nothing to sniff at. The dessert, I think, is a fairly difficult one to come by, but I would give her a 4.
Well, she does have a lot of useless stuff. And for example, Sheila with only 6 quality scores better in my eyes, and she has only 2 on friendship. So I even promote Sheila above Sansa in my own friendship. I would give her 2 then on friendship.
Yeah, it's just she gives. Yeah, I suppose in total the bonuses aren't that good. For a free-to-play player, she's worth more. So 3, yeah. I'm okay with 3. I can't go lower than 3. For a free-to-play, she's in easy 4.
Okay, but then she's higher than Sheila for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, no, but she has 11 basic points, and she's not held back by only being 1 category. And the 3 categories she have, it's none of the useless command, like the gold, the troop capacity, and the speed ups are all useful. Like, she's earned me maybe a whole week of speed ups at this point from her alone. It's not a lot compared to the game, but it's something. And I can't go lower than 3 for it.
Hey, I get about 1k tier 4 troops when I do 3 tries, and I crit once. So command's not that useless. It doesn't give me much, but it does give me. Well, say that I get 1,200 troops every day. Then I do get about 40k per month.
Okay, yeah, I'm basing it off of my example as well. For example, I get 5 hours of speed ups every 3 hours, which is nice. I gain 100k gold every 3 hours, which is okay. I only gain 100 troops every 3 hours.
Okay. Yeah, it's a bit over double for me.
Yep. I'm really... Yeah.
And I get maybe 50 million gold per month from it.
Yeah, it's just the thing is, Sansa's one of the only people with leadership as a free-to-play, and that's why she's so useful, to increase your army size. So if she... I can't put her lower than 4, lower than 3. I'm struggling to keep her on 3. I can do 3, but it hurts.
Well, you get 3. That's all you get. Yeah. Varus. Skills. Okay, Varus. Weirwood.
3 or 4?
I would go for 4, because I've been using him in very vital situations. Of course, we have the might reduction on his active skill, but we also have the attack reduction.
Yeah, and the might regen. Like, his 4th skill is a big letdown. Like, of all the things, like adding an extra 150 strategy, really?
Yeah, but we're getting used to big letdowns on the passive.
We are, yeah. I think, yeah, I'd go for a Werewolf 4. He's one of the only people that snipes the enemy's might, meaning that just stopping the ability, he's worth, even though he doesn't do much damage. He does some fair amount of damage with his ability, but even if he didn't do damage, he might be worth it just for that ability.
Yeah, and I've been using him also on vital points where there's so much damage coming from an enemy commander in the Weirwood. If you put him on the backline against him, and also in combination with Vice, that works pretty much of dampening a lot of that damage output, making you just can cause you to have the edge by boosting your defense and decreasing their attack to actually survive something that should not be survived.
Because think, a normal attack is about what in this game you attack by once every second, or they do.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that an attack at once every second, and the Spider's Web has a 15% chance of reducing target's attack by 4,600 for 5 seconds. So you're talking half the time they're going to have a reduced attack, which is by 4,000. That's a substantial amount.
Yeah, that's why. And it works. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't, and then you try again, and then suddenly you're like, what? Where was the damage I got last fight?
Yeah, it's a bit situational, but okay. For training grounds, 1 or 2? 1. You can't the entire thing with Varys is a very strategic hero. You need to be able to focus, and you can't do that otherwise.
Yeah. And I want to just do 2 1s in Rebel Leaders and damage output as well.
Yeah, he's not a very high damage output in the Rebel
Leaders.
Leaders.
I'm gonna take that slightly back because I did use him for damage output from time to time, also in combination with Melisandre, or I can imagine even Cersei, and in combination with Vice, just to make this explosive bomb, which got me through the elite last stages really well.
Yeah, if we did Cersei on did we give Cersei a 3 for damage output?
Yeah, that's why I want to.
Yeah, we have to give Varys a 2. Yeah. I would be tempted to give Varys a 2 purely because he's one of the few spear heroes we have against cavalry. True. He has been useful there, but I don't think I can justify it completely. Like, he's a 1.5.
It'll make him 2, just for being bold. Okay. Well, then we come to support, and he does give some support in a sense of, no, well, it's more like crowd control, actually.
No, it's support. He reduces enemy attack, doesn't he?
Isn't that crowd control?
Yeah, no, he doesn't support. He doesn't debuff. Yeah, he does. He has no support. He has 1 crowd control. Oh no, I'd actually give that 2 for crowd control.
Yeah, but he does have a decoy.
Also, yeah, because he reduces might.
Yeah, but he also recovers might on his decoy, so that would give him 1 on support for himself.
Yeah, but no, it's on himself. He's not supporting anyone else. Like, that's a self buff. That comes under skills. So 2 for crowd control. Maybe 3.
I would dare to 3 because you use him for that sole reason to control the crowd.
Yeah, definitely 3.
Okay, let's do this. Then his skills are very unique and very good. I will give him 2 or 3 at least. He's a specialist. Let's just call him a specialist.
Yeah, he's a specialist. His skills, I'd say 3 is a fairly easy decision to make. 4 is pushing it if only he had a better passive.
Yeah, no.
Like, can't justify 4 with that passive, but 3 is, I agree with 3.
Okay, let's go to combat advancement, spearman attack, and fortification defense. Fortification defense is useless, that gets 0 points. Spearman attack.
I think we give 2 for spearman attack.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's one of the most useful stats, and that means it can be used in front line and second row. As one of the only spearman heroes, you want to have him.
And City of Arms, I will also want to give him 2 for research.
Yeah, 2 for research. Again, on the 25% research. Wait, what did we give Soren? Did we do Soren before?
He's 4. Soren.
Soren got 4, and Soren's abilities are... Where the hell is Soren?
Gold, fortification construction, and research.
Oh yeah, he has 3. Which would technically be 3. Fortification construction is useless, but the research... That's the thing. I think research alone is nearly worth 3 points as it is, the 25%.
There you go.
But he does, unlike Soren, where he technically has something with the fortification construction and gold, he doesn't have anything to push it over that edge of 2. So it's still a 2. I really want to argue it, but the fact is, he doesn't have anything just to push him over that edge, so it's a 2 and a 2. It's still respectable.
2 leadership, 11 overall points, full finance, 5 aptitude. Uses
He's
desert.
he's purple for me. Dessert's a bit tight, but it's not the weapons, so there's no malice there. Overall quality 11 puts him in between 3 and 4 range. Only 2 leadership, with the rest in aptitude and finance. I mean, don't get me wrong, aptitude and finance is nice, but I think the only 2 leadership and no combat has to put him in the 3 band.
Yeah, that's a 3.
So desserts aren't common either. Like, they're the second most after weapons. So we're giving him 3.
Overall, 21 points. Not bad.
He's a good hero. He's a specialist.
Okay, I did fill in all the points on this one. Doesn't really matter. It hurts a little bit though.
You were practicing.